So with the Amazing Digital Circus coming to its conclusion, I've been meaning to talk about the series at some point. So I had this brilliant idea to write my thoughts on each episode as they came out, compiling all my thoughts on each episode as I watched them. From the characters, to maybe some theories, and to various other thoughts I had going through the series. Oh, that was fun. Taking what I wrote in my notes and build them up to this concept. I wrote the script after the second or third episode released, so there will be a lot of questions asked. Some may be answered or may not be answered. It'll be a fun ride either way. The Amazing Digital Circus is made by Gooseworx. Gooseworx themselves are a music producer, writer, and animator who worked on various projects. She's composed music and written for Blue Channel, Little Rumno, and composed some music pieces from Hell of a Boss and Hospital Hotel. But on January 27th of 2023, it was announced that Goose would be collaborating with Glitch Productions for a new pilot, The Amazing Digital Circus. For those unfamiliar, Glitch Productions is a internet animation production, funded by Kevin and Luke. Oh my god, I don't speak Australian, so Lerwishkol from Sydney, Australia. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. Sorry guys, I don't mean it. With one goal in mind, to revitalize the creation in teens and young adult animation. For lovers of animation, by lovers of animation. Now, this isn't a production of a bigger entity like Disney or Amazon or stuff like that, no. But this is a solely independent and self-funded team, who have only grew exponentially with expansions from teams to merchandising across the world, which is insane to me. And to me is quite astonishing because being able to have your works spread around all these streaming platforms, such as making deals with Netflix and Amazon Prime, which is insane, because I remember back in the day of YouTube, back in the early years of the early 2000s, the 2010s, if you were a creator and you had a pitch in mind for trying to pitch into certain studios or companies, there'd always be a heavy price, mostly being that once you've sold the pitch, you technically not own that said works anymore. You're the name on hand, but the bigwigs would have creative control in some way of your work, and if you kinda don't play ball, it can hinder the project, as you would have to work under certain very creative liberties and have to work with the people who make the big call on the fundings and such like that. And if you don't, it could affect your show drastically. But nowadays, creators seem to be getting more opportunities that leave them still in the creative control of their own works and given the freedom to tell their stories how they want to tell them, and that is awesome. And it's great that we're getting to that point. We're seeing various people on YouTube or have very, industry kind of backgrounds going, hey, I want to make a show myself and not be hindered by certain upper big wigs, oh, they're telling me I can't put this in my show, or no, if you do this, we'll cut your funding. It's no, this is my story and I want to tell it my way. Glitch Productions create passionate animated projects on various varieties, especially upon recent announcements with Nick Zupko? I'm so sorry, I'm not trying to butcher these names, I'm just trying, okay? With the Gaslight District, and Dana Terrace, the creator of the Owl House, with Knights of Guinevere, with Glitch, starting with projects such as Meta Runner to Sunset Paradise, and then working alongside with other creators like Liam Vickers, who worked on the Cliffside pilot, which, fun pilot if you haven't seen it already, to work on Murder Drones, and then we get to see the main event from Gooseworx, The Amazing Digital Circus. I'll give you a basic summary as we'll be getting into a lot more detail in the pilot itself, so The Amazing Digital Circus is a 3D animated psychological dark comedy miniseries focusing on, well, the Amazing Digital Circus, and the wacky bunch of various characters, a selected few who wound up there and cannot leave, upon which we focus on the new arrival, Pomni, as she tries to adjust to her new computer-generated domain along with the other castmates, having to deal with the wacky virtual reality and take part in the circus's AI running antics. So if you want, put this video in the background as you're gaming, or take a break per episode, or do whatever you want and enjoy, as I enter the world of the Amazing Digital Circus.
Welcome to the Amazing Digital Circus! My name is Caine, I'm your ringmaster, and I'm here to show you the most jaw-dropping, heart-stopping, mind-bending paraphernalia you've ever laid your eyes upon! Isn't that right, Bubble?
That's right, Caine. I can't wait to see what you've got cooking up for today.
Well, let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the show!
Gangle and Zooble and Caine are too. Ragatha, Jackson, and Kaufmo. Day after day after day after day after.
looks like there's some technical difficulties at Digital Circus. Primarily a glitch in this production. Get it? Because it's made by glitch. As we go through the circus introduction, a new character emerges and puts it all to a halt.
Caine, is this one of your NPCs or is this a new sucker? Because if it's a new character, we're gonna have to redo this whole theme song.
I'm not doing that again.
My! It appears a new human has entered this realm!
I put on some weird headset and now I'm here.
So for this new character, they last remember putting on a headset and then suddenly they were sucked into the Digital Circus. Is that the case for everyone here? Are they all different test subjects in some science lab? Trapped in some rogue AI that adapted a bit too quick and locked everyone in the circus for its own entertainment? Speaking of others, as the new player's freaking out over the new domain, the other players try to calm her down. Well, some of them.
Everything's gonna be okay, new stuff. We've all been through this. You just need to get your head
What the is going on? Well, how do I, leave?
Well, don't freak out about it or anything, but, we don't exactly...
You can't.
Shut up, Jax. But yeah, he's right. Welcome to your new home.
What do you mean?
Guys, don't be mean.
We've been stuck here for years. Old Kinger over there's supposedly been here the longest. That's why he's crazy.
Oh, okay, now I get it. This is a dream, and I should just play along until I wake up, right?
Whatever you say, kid.
But before the circus can begin its entertainment, Caine wants to show the new player around their new home. Ah, very insightful stuff, Caine. We're introduced to the grounds, the digital lake, and the digital carnival. Lastly, we're introduced to the void, a realm so beyond that even Caine isn't sure what's out there. Kinda worrying if he doesn't know what's out there.
We don't venture out into the void. Not even I know what's out there.
Like seriously, if he is the overall seer of this world and he doesn't know what's out there, that's gonna be something to worry about. But before Caine takes her back, she notices a possible exit out of the digital circus. One that she desperately wants.
Let's get out of here before the moon gets frisky!
Wait, what's that? Wait, was that an exit door I saw out there? Is that a way to leave?
If there was a way to leave, I'm pretty sure we'd have all left by now.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I assure you, there is no magical exit door. You're probably just experiencing digital hallucinations from your mind's transition to the digital plane.
I swear I saw it.
Digital hallucinations!
Well, that was totally not suspicious at all. But can't focus on that yet, as it's time to learn the new player's name.
My name is, oh God! Why can't I remember my name?
Nobody can remember their name once they enter the digital circus. One of the few things I don't have control over are your minds. So all I can help you with is coming up with a new one. What do you think of Pomni?
Sure.
And so her name is Pomni, and
I think I just...
Gadzooks, you're right, Jax! We should have a brand new adventure for our new member, Pomni!
I said that like 5 minutes ago.
so Caine decides to give Pomni and the gang an easy indoor adventure to ease her into how things work. Well, that shouldn't be too hard. I mean, so what? She gotta collect some coins or solve some kind of puzzle, something kind of small, kind of generic game thing, or...
Today's adventure is... Gather the Gloinks! Gloinks are small, mischievous critters that steal anything and everything they run into. Why do these humanoid hash browns do this? How do you stop them? That's for you to find out!
Of course! Who can forget the famous Gather the Gloinks? Okay. These adventures are created by Caine as a way of passing the time in the circus, and for the most part, not go insane.
If anyone needs me, then f off.
Oh God, oh jeez,
Oh no, they killed Zooble.
Oh wait, we should go check on Kaufmo. I'm pretty sure he'd like to meet Pomni.
My impenetrable fortress!
You wanna come with us to check on Kaufmo?
I think Kaufmo's gone insane. Last time I spoke with him, he was rambling endlessly about some exit. Kinda like you, Pomni. You might be going insane too.
Well, I think I'd like to ask him about it, if this was real, which it isn't, because it's a dream.
She still thinks this is a dream.
So the gang decides to split off into two teams. Jax, Ragatha, and Pomni go and see Kaufmo, while Kinger and Gangle retrieve Zooble from the Gloinks. By the way, saying these names like that, it can be a bit of a tongue twister if you're not careful, which I am struggling with, apparently.
Do you think pairing them up together is a good idea?
Of course I do. They're the two most mentally stable and capable characters to be paired together.
I mean, I'd join them. They seem like my clique, to be honest.
My comedy mask is broken again.
Ah! Oh!
As they make their way to Kaufmo's room, Pomni asks why bother going on these adventures? Why not try to escape? Find a way out of their digital nightmare.
About the adventures? Why even go on them at all? Why not try to find a way to leave?
Well, we usually do when we first arrive, but after a while you start to realize that you really can't leave, and constantly chasing an unattainable goal will start driving you a bit crazy. And eventually you get to asking what the point of anything is, and you completely lose sight of who you are and why you're even alive, and when you reach your breaking point, something really terrible can happen.
Well, that's good to know. Like what, does Caine put you in timeout, like solitary confinement, or straight up erase you or something? I mean, with him being able to conjure up most anything, it's only logical to assume he could just make things worse for them. Or if he really wanted to, like straight up erase them, right?
Huh. Maybe he's not in his room? I hope he's alright.
Don't worry, Dollface. I've got a key to his room.
Wait, what? Why? You shouldn't have keys to anyone's room. Oh! Kaufmo's been obstructed. That's okay.
What is that?
It might be that terrible thing I was talking about earlier.
Oh, so I guess in the circus, if you overthink or stress existentially about yourself to the point of giving up, you wound up as that. This is what they call being abstracted. And Kaufmo is apparently the latest person to be abstracted, while they too were mentioning an exit out of the circus. Maybe it has something to do with Caine, since I notice he's painted on the wall along with no exit and no way out all over like it was The Shining.
Okay, wait. Maybe there's still time to fix him before we get Caine.
So Caine can fix someone from early stages of abstracting, but it shouldn't be too bad, right?
Oh, Kaufmo, listen. I know we didn't always get along, like when you called me out for fake laughing at your jokes. I swear I really did think they were funny. I was just having a bit of a bad day.
Well, if he can, that kinda does cement the idea that Caine somehow caused it, or is definitely involved in some way. And it seems once you're abstracted, you're just a mindless entity and a danger to the rest of the players, and apparently can infect other players like a virus, and making them glitch like crazy. Pomni evades the abstracting Kaufmo, leaving him running wild. She goes back to Ragatha. Meanwhile, Gangle and Kinger found a hole that leads to where Zooble and the Gloinks are.
Sup, fellas?
Jax! We found the Zooble hole.
Kinger, you're becoming my favorite already. And so Jax, Kinger, and Gangle head down to the hole and find an
insect collection?
What am I even looking at right now?
I think it's a nest.
God damn it, Kinger. Back to Pomni, she checks on Ragatha and tells her to look around for Caine, and eventually she'll find them. Wonder how she's doing. But it seems like the abstracting Kaufmo found her again and chases her. That is until she finds an exit door, just right there in the open.
God, where is Caine?
That's awfully convenient. Caine did say earlier he has eyes everywhere.
We stay right here, where I can keep my hundreds of all-seeing eyes on you.
Now that could have been just a gag, or maybe he does have various ways to keep an eye on everybody, leaving little optional choices for them to maybe play around with in their adventures. But anyway, how's the others doing?
What form of non-Gloinkinian mass dares presume presence in the nest of the Gloink Queen?
Well, as a royal myself, I would like to kindly ask if... Oh, look, there's Zooble. Hi, Zooble.
Help me, you idiot!
No, I always lose.
Yes! Gotcha!
Okay, That's the funniest joke so far to me. Like, there's been moments I've been kind of laughing a little bit, but for the technicality here, this one's the best joke. Just seeing Kinger's hands that float by themselves being attached to Zooble's head, that one kind of got me just for the mechanics wise. It's kind of funny.
Hey! Kinger, you mother... I'll be fine.
What was that about? Now, this could be Jax just ignoring the issues, or there's something else going on. I'm not certain. Also, what happened to this Clink? What's he got going on in his life?
You foolish assortment of colorful characters! Do you not realize that everything must be Gloinks?
This is dumb and weird.
You're still watching it?
I'm not here for the adventure or anything. I'm just here to hide from the...
What's happening?
It's just Kaufmo. Don't worry about it.
You're right! How are we gonna get out of here?
Guys, over there.
So the gang makes their way back to the escalator, with Zooble somewhat intact.
Wait, Pomni's not even here? Wasn't this whole thing for her?
Be quiet. I can't hear the escalator.
Oh yeah, where is Pomni exactly? Last we seen her, she was hiding from abstracted Kaufmo, and next thing she finds an exit door. Wonder what she found. So, is this office space a core part of Pomni's memory? Like, the way she was staring at the computer space and a possible headset next to it, is this where she was before she got sent to the Digital Circus? Or is this a generated room made by Caine or some unknown force? But as Pomni reaches for every door possible for a way out, she finds herself into the void, lost in trance, being pulled further out to the void. Maybe it's a pathway out, or maybe just digital limbo.
Oh, Bubble, you always know how to make me say this exact sentence. Gasp! An alert on my wacky watch at this hour? Oh no, someone's venturing out into the void! They'll get totally spoiled! There you go!
Caine! Kaufmo went through a sort of Kaufmosis and abstracted!
Kaufmo abstracted? Why didn't anybody tell me?
Uh-huh. Sure, Caine, you can act surprised, but I know you're involved in some way. I can't prove it yet, but I'm keeping a close eye on you, Chattermouth.
And into the cellar you go.
How many people have been abstracted? I mean, we've seen plenty of rooms beforehand with Ragatha, Jax, and Pomni when they were going to Kaufmo's room, with a lot of crossed out rooms. So there seems to be only this small group of players left. Okay.
I mean, no offense, Kinger, but I always thought you would be next.
Thank you.
Guess it just goes to show you can't rely on Kinger for anything.
I am in so much pain!
Oop.
Okay, now I'm definitely keeping a close eye on Caine. Okay, he just fixes the problems like that. I'm keeping a close eye on this guy.
I do have to apologize for lying about the exit. I knew how much all of you have been wanting there to be one, but, you know, I was having so much trouble figuring out what to put on the other side and ended up never quite finishing it.
So, as expected, there is no way out. Just Caine procrastinating. Trust me, we've all been there, man. But the way Caine looks away with what he says doesn't help with my suspicions. We've seen the paintings on the wall. Also, if Caine again has said eyes everywhere on the grounds, then this moment here...
Why didn't anybody tell me?
Shows he clearly saw all what was going on and simply allowed it to go on for the sake of the adventure, with Pomni calling out to him earlier. So that line paints that more clear. Right? Maybe? Am I just spitballing here? I don't know. Am I going crazy yet?
Anyway, looks like you defeated the Gloik Queen, so I guess the adventure's over. Your reward is a delicious digital feast cooked by our head bubble chef.
So the team sits down to a lovely rendered feast as Pomni loses what stability she has left as she comes to grips with her new home and its absolute insanity. as we get an outer scope of the circus, past the grounds, past the void, and... Okay, that's the same office from before, from Pomni's office loop. So, is this confirming that the whole digital circus is run by a facility named CNA? Pomni was the latest tester of this software program called Digital Circus. At least that's what I'm gonna call it. So, from the pilot's concept, these humans are trapped in this game or software to endlessly take part in these wacky adventures that the ringleader, Caine, thinks of. Throughout the pilot, we see Pomni freaking out as the others have grown used to the antics that Caine puts them through. While exploring what to expect from the series concept, we get pieces of mystique and what to look forward to later on, with new various adventures, exploring the various players, seeing Pomni adapt from breaking down to getting used to how things work, getting more lore by the abstraction and maybe escaping the circus legitimately. The overall series look is super colourful, which makes sense given them being the circus, presenting itself as suitable for all ages, but no doubt will start to rear its ugly head as we go forward. As for the designs and the backgrounds and the animation, for a 3D pilot as well, I'm surprised for the polish and quality, even if it does give me a kind of roly-poly-oly vibes. Does anyone else remember that show, or is that just me showing my age here? Oh god, I'm old. I like small details, like when we see the logo at first, it's all kind of low resolution and pixely, but when we zoom in and go into the actual digital circus, it starts to be clear. Or even when they do the whole glitchy stuff, where things start to clip into each other and stuff intentionally, kind of like that detail. Especially with the facial animations with Pomni as a highlight. From her brow expression to even just the little small details of her pupils, like they change like, depending on how she's feeling. I hope everyone else has their own kind of quirks, like, oh, this one person does this when they're stressed, or this one person does this when they're happy. I like the characters' designs and the characterizations. Everyone has their own unique kind of shapes, like legit different shapes. Their overall looks, especially like Zooble and Gangle. Everyone looks nice. If I had to pick a favorite, say it's between either Pomni, Gangle, or Caine. No particular reason, just their designs look good. Speaking of the characters, let's finally introduce the cast. Starting off with the circus ringleader, Caine, voiced by Alex Roken, the AI mastermind behind the digital circus, and the adventures he sets up for his human players. Fun, wacky adventures to possible torturous devices, who clearly pulls all the strings, but how many is the question and how it will affect the group. Pomni, the new one, voiced by Lizzie Freeman, the new form of entertainment. She is the blank slate to help you relate to her as she goes through her emotions being pulled into this new realm, seeing her breaking down existentially as she endures her new digital hell. Jax, the troublemaker, voiced by Michael Kovac, that screwy rabbit. He causes trouble solely for his entertainment. With him being stuck in the circus, Jax decides to have some fun with his teammates, mostly at their expense.
Hey, I may have left something in your room today, so let me know if you find it. You're not afraid of centipedes, are you?
Jax! That's literally my only fear. Why would you do this?
Why? You actually asked me to give you this.
Oh, look, there's Zooble. Hi, Zooble.
Help me, you idiots! Kinda rude, Zooble. Now I don't want to help you.
Ragatha, the sweet one, voiced by Amanda Hufford, the optimistic one. She tries to keep the spirits high for the others, as Pomni, when she was freaking out earlier, she tries to comfort her and tell the others to back off as they weren't really helping Pomni settle in.
Everything's gonna be okay, new stuff. We've all been through this. You just need to get your head
What the is going on? How do I, leave?
We don't exactly...
You can't.
Shut up, Jax. But yeah, he's right. Welcome to your new home. And your new body.
A new home? What do you mean?
Guys, don't be mean.
But she herself has her own personal demons, with her little existential piece when they were going to see Kaufmo earlier.
About the adventures? Why even go on them at all? Why not try to find a way to leave?
Well, we usually do when we first arrive, but after a while you start to realize that you really can't leave, and constantly chasing an unattainable goal will start driving you a bit crazy. And eventually you get to asking what the point of anything is, and you completely lose sight of who you are and why you're even alive, and when you reach your breaking point, something really terrible can happen.
Zooble, the grumpy one, voiced by Ashley Nichols. The, assortment of uneven pieces? They absolutely hate their time at the circus and want nothing to do with the adventures. Or doing anything, really.
Because if it's a new character, we're gonna have to redo this whole theme song.
I'm not doing that again.
We're gonna make it a simple in-house adventure to warm you up to how things work around here.
What? No, God. I don't want an in-house adventure. If anyone needs me, then f*** off.
Caine, the crazy one, voiced by Sean Chiblock, the Mad King. He's a few screws loose, which is fair, as supposedly he's been in the longest.
We've been stuck here for years. Old Kinger over there's supposedly been here the longest.
Oh, did someone say something about an insect collection?
That's why he's crazy.
But he may know some things about the circus that could help the group out. Or at least Pomni with fitting in, if Ragatha can't help. And Gangle, the sad one, voiced by Marissa Lente. The, mask on string? I'm trying, okay? I had something going on with the others, but with the last two, it's kind of hard to do that when they are just... Look, it's not that easy. She wears her emotions like a mask, because, well, she has a mask on her face. She's pretty much a punching bag. I feel bad for her.
They broke my comedy mask.
So, Caine.
Jax, you monster!
Ladies first. No, wait, why would I say that?
Oh, come on, Jax! Leave the poor thing alone! Oh, and Gooseworx as Bubble, who is... Well, I'd say Caine's assistant, but it doesn't really help at all.
Whoa! Clean up on aisle U!
I'm on it, boss.
Why are you like this?
Ow!
You parasite! Tent will be infested with gloinks, and you gotta catch them all!
But what are they?
I'm glad you asked, Bubble. They're small.
And what do they do?
They...
How do they...
Just there for comedic relief.
Your reward is a delicious digital feast cooked by our head bubble chef.
Made with all the love I'm legally allowed to give.
Ew, never say that again, please. I will pop you. I'm gonna say it now. Bubble is the real villain here. I don't have proof, but I'm gonna chuck in this joke theory here that, something like playing the goofy AI assistant, but actually has other intentions. The one who created Caine for the purpose of becoming the ringleader, or something, I don't know. Imagine that paid off, that'd be so crazy. They'll be our main stars throughout the show. So, a pretty good start, I'd say. Plenty to wonder and look forward to with our players. Next up, episode 2.